All right, plant ID video number 2. Very late June, early July time. Here is Calamagrostis overdam. So this is a feather reed grass, and it has a variegated leaf blade on it. You can see the yellow or the white and the green striping, and that's how I know that it's Calamagrostis overdam. Calamagrostis Karl Forster does not have the variegated leaf, it's just solid green. Finn, what are you doing? Huh? What's in there? What's going on? He seemed to have been concerned about a peony flower. So this is peony. It's done blooming for the season. He's just kind of playing with an old spent blossom that was growing up in the shrub, so it was hidden from when the crew was here, deadheading stuff. And normally there'd be ants all over this when it's, balled up really tight in the spring. Before it opens up, there's ants on it, and the ants actually play a really important role in opening up the flower. If there are no ants, the flower doesn't open. And as some of you know, my yard seems to have plenty of ants these days. All right, moving down the line. Here is Siberian iris. Siberian iris to me looks like cattails, and this one has already bloomed. They bloom in May, and they have this beautiful deep violet purple flower on them. So this is the seed capsule that's left, and it looks a little bit ugly at first. Finn, he tries to eat everything. Stop it. But then if you're patient and you just let it be, this part will fall off, and this seed capsule, if my dog doesn't eat it first, will dry out and then open up, and it's just a little bit of an ornament or texture in the garden. So I don't really futz over deadheading these that much. And then also late in the season, their fall color is nice and gold and beautiful. Okay. So things in bloom are always more fun and easier to identify. This is a type of hydrangea. This is oak leaf hydrangea. And if you look at the leaf of this plant, it's gorgeous. It has just so much rich texture in the garden. It's a very, when we talk about texture, we're talking about the coarseness or the fineness of a leaf. So this is a very coarse texture, whereas a fern over there, you can see the ferns have a very fine texture. So in contrast, in a garden, you want fine and coarse textures because it helps the plants stand out from each other. This has a panicle blossom on it, and in layman's terms, that's cone-shaped. There's other hydrangeas that have more of a snowball flower shape to them, but oak leaf hydrangea is semi-woody, so it does not get cut down to the ground in the fall. All right, sedum. At this time of the season, they're green. They flower in the fall, and they can be very neat looking in the garden. When they do flower, they attract a lot of honeybees, so it's nice to have those around in the environment. In front of the sedum, I've got a stilbe. So this is about to blossom. It'll have a nice feathery flower on it, and the flower lasts probably the better part of a month. So it's going to flower in July, and it has a nice fine texture to it. All right. So here is another hosta. In the first video, I showed you a hosta that had different colors on the leaves, and this one is all just solid green. This hosta, if I back away, it actually doesn't look that awesome. And the reason why is because it was already above ground about this much in May, when all of a sudden it froze at night. So a lot of plant injury is showing on my hostas in this area because they're not protected. There's no protection from that frost that came in. All right, this is always a fun one. This is called Jacob's Ladder. And an easy way to identify Jacob's Ladder is to look at the leaves. I got that backwards. And they're truly opposite. So just like a rung on a ladder, nice and, matched up. So Jacob's Ladder, it had blue flowers on it, or some lavender colored flowers, which are all spent. And this plant, as far as its upkeep goes, this could all be cut back. So you're cutting, about half of the plant growth back, and then it will put up fresh new foliage. So you can see a couple of new sprouts coming in here. And it won't flower again, but it'll keep the plant's appearance looking nice for the duration of the summer.